Serena, just 62 minutes out there. Did it feel like it went that quick, and were you satisfied with what you did out there?
Yeah, it didn't feel quick because I feel like the score line it looked easy, but it wasn't. It was a lot of good points, and she's a really good player, so it was good.
I know you say there is still room for improvement. What else can you improve on? You're playing so good.
Thank you. Well, there's a lot to improve on. This is only my 4th tournament back, so I would hope that there's a lot to continue to improve on, and there is. I feel like I'm getting to where I want to be, but for me, there's so much further that I want to go to get back to where I was, and to hopefully go beyond that.
So are you getting closer and closer to where you were before?
Yes, absolutely. I'm getting there. Yeah, I don't think I'm there yet, and I feel like it takes time to get there.
Serena, the women's final coincides with Donald Trump's visit to Britain. If you are in the final, would it be a concern at all if he were to come in light of the boorish comments he's made about women in sport?
Well, I don't know what comments he's made about women in sport, but I feel like he has the right to do whatever he wants to do. If he wants to come to a Wimbledon final, he has that right, and I hope I'll be there. I don't know. I still have a lot of matches to win, so for me, I can't even think that far. I'm just thinking one at a time.
Into the quarters again, and you're yet to drop a set. You're looking more and more effortless with each match. Is it feeling that way?
No, actually, I don't know why. I definitely feel like I have to go back and watch the film and, see. Like I said, I'm always striving for perfection, and there's a lot of things that I don't know if you can tell, but I really need to work on, and hopefully I can get there. So hopefully I'll start feeling better mentally as well as I am on the court.
Serena, is there a sense in yourself that you would have rather perhaps have faced a seed by now, just so you get a clearer idea of where your game is at and where it needs to be to go on and win the title?
I've faced 1,003 seeds in my life, so I'm okay.
But in terms of, say, for instance, if you had to sort of rate between 1 and 10 where your game is at the moment, and knowing where you need to be to win one of these things, I mean, where would you say you are?
I don't know. I'd say, like I said, it's hard to say. I mean, I have a long way to go. I'm just only in the quarterfinals, and then, it's not about wrapping up a win. It's not at all. I have a long way to go. It's like all the other women that are still in the draw. So, each of us, seeded or not, I'm not seeded, we're just here to do our best.
Serena, players have spoken before about kind of the silence of centre court and how every sound, like the bouncing of the ball and stuff, is amplified. How aware are you of the fans supporting you, and do you hear like specific voices, or have fans even tried advising you on how to play in times past?
Yeah, it's definitely a sound and a whoosh and a smack, kind of like the comic books. It's definitely that on this center court in particular. I have to say, fans haven't advised me much at Wimbledon. Outside of Wimbledon, I get tons of advice. I do, and I actually take it. They've been incredibly supportive here, which I love. I mean, I love playing here on center court. It just warms my heart, But yeah, I think everyone here is so polite. They don't really necessarily tell me what to do.
Serena, you tweeted about the football the other day, and with your little 3 lines emoji, and you said something feels special at the moment. Obviously, England won the other day, so I just want to know, do you think football is coming home? Will England win the World Cup?
Oh, it's not coming home to America, but it's interesting because when I'm here at London and Wimbledon, it's the atmosphere and seeing all the English just get so excited. You can't help but root for the team, and Oh my God, what a game that was. I mean, those goals were just incredible. They were playing so aggressive. Um, Man, they really brought like power game to that, and I thought that was really cool. So,
Is there any particular player that stands out for you? You got a favourite, or do you know anything?
not this time around. I just been enjoying it, but I just love it. It's just so fun to watch. World Cup is a special time of the year, and I just get almost depressed. I'm like, oh, it's only 2 more matches, and then 1 more, and what's gonna happen to my life after that? So I don't know what I'm gonna do for a couple of months. I'm gonna be a little bit low, but hopefully, then I'll recover and then just wait for the next World Cup.
Me? You're going to play Camila Giorgi next round. And what do you remember of her? And you know that she said before that she doesn't follow tennis, women tennis. She said, I asked, you know Serena Williams? Huh? Yes, I know her, but I don't follow women tennis. I would like to know about you. Do you follow Camila Giorgi, and what do you remember?
I've played her a couple of times. She's has a very powerful game. To be so small, she's like brings so much power and energy on the court, and she's very aggressive, and she does well on grass. I do follow women's tennis. Of course, I support women's tennis, and I support women's sports. I follow so much of it. I think it's super exciting. I watch her play a lot. So it's good to kind of know someone. A lot of the players I've played this tournament, I don't think I've played them before, so I don't think so. But yeah, so it'll be good I kind of know her game, and I'll look forward to it.
For the young players who are just starting to make their own names in the game, what do you want the name Serena Williams to stand for?
For me, I just feel like I've won a lot, and that's cool, but I feel like for me it means more to stand up for everything I believe in, like all the fighting I did for equal prize money and equal play time on courts, and just believing in yourself, and all the stuff I do off the court, I feel is what I would love for people to kind of relate to when especially younger players, because tennis is great, but for me, it's about opening doors for the next generation, and it's like people did for me. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for pioneers like Althea Gibson. It's just so important to have those pioneers, and I think that's the most important thing you can do in sport.
And what would you like them to draw from your tennis career?
Well, hopefully not too much while I'm still on tour, but afterwards we can talk about it.
At the back. You mentioned looking back at the tape. How much do you do that between matches, and is it something that Patrick has to convince you to do, or you convince him, or vice versa?
No, I've always done that my whole career. I've always, since as long as I can remember, I've always looked back, and I kind of think it's fun to look at what you've done and how you can improve or not, and I like it though.
Do you sort of wince when you see yourself sometimes, or is it always a good experience?
Well, I wince sometimes. But I think that's normal. And then sometimes I'm obviously really excited to watch. So.
Serena, on the equality issue, I know there have been a lot of women's matches on show courts earlier in the tournament. Today, you got 3 main show courts, 3 women's matches, 6 men's matches. Is that an issue they had to try to address going forward, in terms of this Monday in particular, with all the quarterfinals?
So, for 3...
Main 3 show courts, 3 women's matches, and 6 men's matches today.
Okay. Yeah, I think Wimbledon is done. Like I said earlier this week, I feel like they've done a good job with bringing on more women onto the show courts. I can't sit here and complain because I feel like they've really put more women. I mean, compared to what it used to be, they really put a lot more women on, and it's just continuing to keep that push and let them know that the women are great matches to see and to watch as well.
You hope it changes in 2019 when they'll have the second roof potentially?
Yeah, absolutely, and just a little bit every time, and just creating that change and fighting for equality and just a little bit more and more. Nothing happens overnight, unfortunately, but it has been a lot of positive movement in the right direction, and I'll continue to keep fighting for that.
Serena, you tweeted the other day that you missed Olympia's first steps, and I know you got thousands of replies from probably a lot of working parents who've missed big things. Do you actually read your mentions? Did you read the people responding to you there?
I don't usually read mentions, but stuff like that I do, because or if I ask for advice, I do. And it was so positive. So many people, or basically everyone in the mentions, was like, "Oh, so did I. It's no big deal." And or I was at work, or I was here, and I was just like, wow, I didn't know that was, like a common thing. And so I felt really glad that I posted that, because I instantly felt better from all the moms and dads that were posting that it's totally normal. And then they were posting, don't be too hard on yourself. And they shared all their moments. And so I love that. I love that about the opportunity to get feedback.
Serena, as a supporter and follower of women's tennis, like you said, what do you make of this tournament where none of the top 10 made the quarterfinals, only one of the top 10 made fourth round? It's been statistically, there hasn't really been anything like it before.
Well, isn't Kerber technically in the top 10? She just seeded 11.
There you go.
Okay. So on a technicality, we still have one player in the top 10 that's there. Things happen. There's on both sides, on both men and women, there's been a tremendous amount of upsets. And this has happened. I don't think this has happened to this extreme. But also, I've never been ranked where I am when this has happened before. So usually I'm one of those few seeds left that's still fighting and that's still in the tournament. So now that I'm not, it kind of happened.
Are the fishnets a fashion statement, or are they some kind of special style? I've never seen compression like that. So
yeah.
And also, can you tell us, has Olympia walked for you since?
Yes, she has walked for me since a lot, and now we just have so much fun. No, they're like I said earlier in the week, they're medicinal reasons.
Serena, if Olympia wants to play tennis, wake up one morning and say, I want to play tennis, will you coach her, or will you ask Auntie Venus to coach her?
No, I would hope she doesn't play tennis.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, but Venus said she would coach her, she just didn't want to travel.
Oh.
She said that yesterday or the day before. She's like, I'll coach her, but I don't want to travel. I'm like, okay, you're thinking way far in advance, and Olympia's not playing tennis. Unless, of course, she wants to, then, of course, I'm going to help her. But I'm not sure if I'm a great coach. I could be a good mental coach. But in terms of a tennis coach, I'm not. I don't know if I have patience.
So what sports would you like her to play?
I don't know yet. I think it'll be interesting to see what she gravitates to. I really don't know. I mean, ice skating could be fun, but she'll probably be really tall. So, yeah, I don't know.
Last question. Why wouldn't you want her to play tennis? Because I'm wondering what your thoughts are now about the sacrifices that your parents made. Now that you're a parent, maybe you see it differently.
Yeah, I saw it differently years ago. I don't understand how they did it. I could not go out as much as I love her. I don't think I could do it every single day what my dad did. I don't think I could do that. And then what my mom did. I don't know. I don't actually would not be able to do that. So I'm so grateful to have my parents, and I look back and I want to do even better to just thank them, because they were so selfless and so, wow, just amazing. So it's crazy.
Why not tennis?
I don't know. It's a lot of work. It's a lot. And plus, her mom, I don't want her to have pressure from what I did and you guys talking about, are you going to be able to do as good as your mom? And I don't want her to have that.